Invasive species is a topic that people today have heard of, but does anybody really know what they do to an environment? This video will explain what an invasive species is and how dangerous they really are. An invasive species is classified as an introduced organism that has a steady and growing population in its new environment. An invasive species usually has a harmful impact on that environment. This definition has many problems, as invasive species can be a species that is a problem to humans or the environment, even if it is a native species. Another problem is some rare situations that can be confusing to the definition, such as the modern horse. The ancestor to modern horses is native to North America, but after migrating to Eurasia, they went extinct in North America. Then, when humans reintroduced horses to North America, it is confusing whether these horses are invasive or not, as these animals did used to live here, but went extinct soon after. There are two factors that affect invasive species: the ecosystem and the species traits. The ecosystem a species finds itself in is everything for the success of that species. For example, a species always fills in a niche in an environment. Some species are highly specialized while some are generalists. Generally, species that are introduced to ecosystems similar to their native ecosystem, and those that are generalists, are able to become larger threats as invasive species. Island ecosystems are especially vulnerable to exotic life because the native population has less competition due to their isolation, and may not have the natural competition or predators that would keep this new species in check. On small islands, birds tend to become flightless due to the lack of predators and become easy prey to invasive predators. Think of the dodos or the kiwis. For example, New Zealand has had a large amount of extinction of their natural flora and fauna. This is due to humans bringing dogs, rats, and cats, endangering native bird life. Rabbits have had a large impact on the agriculture there, and the common gorse introduced there has a devastating impact on the plant life on the island. These exotic species thrive on island environments. Invaded ecosystems usually have some sort of disturbance which happens in the area, which allow the invasive species to have a foothold in the food web. Humans are almost always that disturbance, as in recent years humans come to a new ecosystem and extract resources that cause environmental change, and they also bring invasive species with them. A species' ability to thrive in a new environment also has an impact on their success as an invasive species. Common invasive species traits include fast growth, high reproduction, high dispersal ability, tolerance of environmental changes, ability to live off a wide range of food types, association with humans, and prior successful invasions. For a species to succeed in its environment, it must outcompete the native population for resources. This can be easily achieved by species that evolved in areas with a greater competition than the invaded ecosystem. A great example of this is called the Great American Interchange. This happened 2.7 million years ago, when the continents of North America and South America were connected by a land bridge. This is a very important event that has shaped the animals we see today. This is because, before the interchange, North America was full of animals from Eurasia, cats, dogs, elephants, pigs, and horses, while South America was full of animals that used to be part of Australia and Antarctica, such as marsupials, sloths, and monkeys. From this exchange, a large majority of South American fauna went extinct. This is simply because North American animals outcompeted them for resources. Today, there is a very limited number of marsupial species in the Americas and 31 species of sloth relatives alive today. Invasive species have become increasingly common in recent years due to the world becoming much more connected because of humans. Invasive species cause drastic ecological, environmental, and even economic damage. However, it is important to recognize that invasive species are a natural part of evolution, and is why we have the biodiversity we have today. A great example being the Great American Interchange. But humans have made that process increasingly harmful and too common. Now, with this in mind, there is one question I would like to leave with everyone today. Are we humans actually invasive species ourselves? I hope everyone enjoyed today's video and will think about the question I proposed.